What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, this video is coming for a special request. Shout out to DJ, who wanted me to put one of these kind of like release calendars or forecasts that I had done probably at the beginning of summer. And oddly enough, even with the new player experience, I was able to hit a lot of the right dates, even though I wasn't sure. I didn't think we were going to get new player experience. I thought that was like the one thing that was a big unknown. And now that we've had the town hall on August 14th, right? So I'm recording this after that. It looks like we have some version, some iteration of the new player experience. I don't know if this is the full thing or the final thing, but it is something. It is a quest system, and I'm sure it will be expanded upon at some point in the future. But at the very least, I'm going to count it as a win, right? For the most part, we got everything. And I feel like my kind of timing was spot on for most stuff, right? Even the stuff that came up out of nowhere, which is kind of fun. So again, I'm not Nostradamus. I have no idea what's going on or when to expect a lot of things. This is just my best guess at what we can expect, looking at kind of like the release cadence that the team has over the next couple of months. And we'll just go, maybe through the end of the year, or at least to December at this point in time. So again, this is all relatively fresh. I haven't thought all of it through. This may change, and I'll probably end up doing one maybe at the beginning of September. I'm just doing one now because, we missed the beginning of August, and again, it's a special request. So we know what's coming out on August 15th. That is going to be the Soulbound Unbinding, as well as the new Soulbound reward cards. There'll be some voucher updates, some glint updates, all that fun stuff. The next update, it sounds like, is not going to be until September 3rd. At least that's what they were talking about on the town hall today. There will be a lot. There'll be a lot for us to be doing anyway. And plus, it's a holiday weekend here in the U.S. on that last weekend of August, first weekend of September. With all that being said, let's go ahead and peek ahead into September onwards. So in September, we know that all the rest of the voucher changes are going to be made on that 3rd, right? So you won't be able to buy node licenses. Actually, I think that's coming tomorrow. But by that time, you won't be able to buy or use vouchers as a discount for the shop, right? For Rebellion packs. You won't be able to use it for energy and all that other stuff, right? So that is probably going to be one of the bigger items that'll be coming there. And then also, they did announce that on the 3rd, we will probably be getting, what was that here? Oh, yeah, tech modernization for guilds, right? So again, that stuff doesn't really maybe impact us on the front end, but we're slowly and steadily getting there. It sounds like that's what's in store for the time being. Now, on top of that, we're also getting the voucher promo card, right? So the voucher store, and then probably the promo card sales that the team has been, planning to do as part of the proposal overall, right? So the 5 different promo card sales that they're going to run now between the end of the year. So that's kind of an easy thing or cadence to have, probably even going into January of next year. But that's what I have in mind for September as of right now. And again, I don't know what else there is to add to this or how else to go about it, but that's just where my head is at for September. Again, it's hard to say what could potentially be worked on or added in by that time frame. Maybe something is going to come up that we won't necessarily be expecting, but if I had to call out something that is not actually necessarily in the team's purview, but it's kind of like a side project between PJ and Clay, my guess is that we might start to get some movement in September on the bridging to other EVMs, right? So whether that's Polygon or Base or some of the L2s for Ethereum, maybe even Solana. I don't know how that's all going to go, but in talking with Clay and PJ, right, and hearing them, just recently in their the couple of talks that they did, I have a feeling that we're going to start having those conversations relatively soon, within the next month and a half. So that's kind of what I'm eyeing for September. Not necessarily that we'll implement that stuff, but just the conversations are going to be there. I think that there's probably going to be some proposals that need to come into the mix in terms of, making decisions for SPS overall and what we want to bridge to and how much liquidity we might provide and how much rewards we would provide as liquidity for that. But that is something that I can see from a tokenomics perspective coming into the mix for September. Now, getting into October, and again, this is all speculation. I have no idea. October is about a month and a half away. If we model something similar to last year, I can actually see, even if the mini set is not ready yet, just because I don't know what the status on that is, and we just heard about it for the first time during this town hall, my guess is we're going to get some kind of pre-sale. And I know Matt was like, we're not doing pre-sales anymore, but I think when he's talking about that, it's not pre-sales of stuff that's like way down the pipeline. If there's a mini set coming, it's going to come, and my expectation is that we could get a pre-sale maybe sometime in October once the team has a better chance to wrap their heads around what it's going to be, the cards that it's going to entail, the kind of work and all that stuff, and then have the mini set actually launch maybe sometime in November, but if not November, probably December would be my guess. And that would give us like a good 6 months between December and the middle of next year where this promo set is, not promo set, but mini set is available. I don't think it's going to be like a Rift Watchers. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as big as Rift Watchers. It may have a predetermined burn, or it may just have like a cutoff date. Like it's just, cards are no longer available after this date. But my guess is that we get something similar in terms of timing to Rebellion last year, where we got the pre-sale in October and then the actual launch of that mini set in December. And the reason why I think December is important is because if I was the team, I would want to space out like major meta changes, right? We're getting a huge meta change with the release of the Soulbound reward cards, the Rebellion reward cards. So give it some time, right? Over the next couple of months, we're going to pepper in a couple different promo cards, a voucher promo card, all that. So that would be my guess, right, for that in terms of like the mini set. When it comes to the auction promo card, if they want to do it over 100 days, right? That's roughly 3 months. I can actually see that beginning maybe in October, right? So that's another thing that I would potentially slate for October. Again, that's if they're just trying to get this out and have it be mostly completed by the end of the year. And the reason why is because, and this might even shift into September, is because once the holidays roll around, people just aren't paying attention. And I know there might be the narrative like, oh, people got money, so, or they want to spend on each other or get Christmas gifts and all that. But people just generally tend to be a little bit more broke, right, around the holidays, and then especially after the holidays. So if I was the team, I'd be like, you know what? If you're going to buy Christmas presents and you want to buy your Christmas present to yourself early, buy it in November, right? Buy it in October, buy it in early December, and not have it be where this thing is going through the holidays, right? And especially because I think the team is probably going to take a well-deserved break over the holidays, and we probably won't get much in terms of releases for, the second half of the month of December. So that's something that I can see running through. Now, the big question, and this will be the final point, right? And like I said, I'll come back and try to do a little bit more organized version of this when we get to September. The last one is land. And I just have no idea where any of that is at the current moment. So considering the fact that, Cryptomancer is like on vacation or traveling or whatever he's up to, right? And Matt's saying that September they're going to get a much better idea of how that's going to look. It's hard for me to dial in anything. I would like to believe that we are going to get some updates to land. It's just if Cryptomancer is not going to have his full attention on it until September, I don't know how long something like that's going to take. But my hope is that if they are going to follow almost like a playbook like they did last year, we get land in November, right? And it could be late November or like, mid to late November, whatever it is, where, we get the pre-sale for the mini set in October. We get some kind of land update, and it doesn't have to be all of it, right? It could just be, at this point in time, it could just be launching the other natural resources, which, again, I don't know how much work is going to go into that, but you don't need to have everything else set up yet. You could just be where it's just like, all right, now people can start stacking wood. They can start stacking ore, right? So now people need to go in and start readjusting their land, and then come back in the new year, right? January or so, or February, come in and try to knock out like, okay, now you can actually spend stuff on land or blah, 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 and all that stuff. So that's kind of like the October, November, December. I do have one more. And that was the one that was actually just announced today, which was the skins. Now, I don't even want to put the skins anywhere on there because it already seems like things are super, super packed. But if there is a way for the team to launch skins without it being too much of an impact, right? Meaning that like a lot of the work is already done. Creative already has the stuff, ready to go. And it's just a matter of giving it to the team and implementing it. And again, it's going to be the basics, right? So it's just going to be like, hey, we're just going to launch this on the shop. I can see that happening in the October to November timeframe as well. But anything, right, from like a glamour standpoint that they were talking about, where it's like this stuff is going to give you boosts on land, it's going to have visuals and things the way that some of the land cards do. I don't know that we get that in 2024. Again, I think the team is probably being maybe a little optimistic in the town hall that we heard, but I like it. I like it because I do think that while we've seen optimism definitely fall flat in the past, it seems as though the team has been able to knock out a bunch of things and they have a much better idea of the time frame in which to expect certain things. So I think Matt saying that they want to get this out by the end of the year is great, but I don't think we're going to get like the full implementation of it. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I know it was very high level, but like I said, it was a special request video. So shout out to DJ, and hopefully, we'll see if I get it right. But I will probably end up doing one, maybe once we have a little, well, we're not going to have another town hall until like mid-September at this point. So, we'll see. Maybe some new information will come in, and if it makes sense, then I'll probably do one early September and try to map out the remaining rest of the year at that point. So that's all I have. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.